Good morning, everyone. I'm sitting here once again, one final time, with Joel.
Good morning, Ben.
And Miranda.
Hello, hello.
We are coming to you from Black Wolf to discuss the wrap-up of the 2019 CrossFit Games Open. We had 19.5 this past Friday. And, of course, it was another fantastic event. But it also means that we now have the results. So all these things to come. We're going to talk about some highlights from each week, what the workouts were, who won the day, figuratively and literally, maybe outfit choices, and just some of our favorite things. And, of course, the Open was when Miranda arrived. So that's a special occasion. We'll be discussing that on March 1st, which was also the Mickey Mouse birthday day. And then great performances from these two on the couch, as well as many, many other athletes. Let's get to the results, okay? So, CrossFit Games Open, we had 66 people sign up by the end of it. We had 63 at the beginning, and then by the first weekend, 3 or 4 more had signed up. And so 5 workouts over 5 weeks. We're going to go through week by week, and we're going to have Joel read what the workout was just to remind us, and then we'll talk about the results. We'll talk about highlights from that week. So let's start with 19.1. Joel, remind us what this lovely, lovely grinder of a workout was.
Thank you for passing on, Ben. 19.1 was a 15-minute AMRAP of 19 wall ball shots, 20 pounds for the guys, 14 for the ladies, and a 19-calorie row. So just an absolute grinder, the least sexiest workout of the 5.
And so this was the one that I think it's exciting for a first workout because we had a lot of new people, and so for them to be intimidated, and then this workout really to go, oh, I can do that, and I can do that.
Right.
And so we didn't have a theme that night. We had not yet introduced themes. That came in week 2. And so the highlight was just the sheer number of people that showed up. We had a great showing week 1, and it was great. So I'm going to get to the results now. So I did a top 5 for the RX of each week. That way these two didn't take out any shine away from y'all. And then Scaled has a top 3, sometimes looks like top 4. Okay, so for the Scale division for 19.1, in 4th place, we had Janai with 201. That was a Team Joel move right there. We had Greg, who shows up often in the top 3 here as we go through the weeks. And that was Greg. We'll talk week 2. Miranda's first introduction to the athlete was Greg because she counted for him in heat 1 of week 2. But Greg came through. Greg Watson came through. How does half marathon? We haven't seen him since his half marathon this week. He had to do 19.5 Friday night, and then he had to run a half marathon on Sunday. Laura Landclose, she was a woman without a team because she only got 2 of the workouts done. But I want to put her on there because on this workout, she got 2nd for the Scale division. And then finally, I'm very proud of him, Colin. Colin did it, 252 reps. For 19.1 in the Scale division. He is Team Joel, so Team Joel takes 19.1 the Scale. Now we go to RX, going a little bit quicker here. Our favorite freestyle coach, Kim, on Team Miranda, 256. Mr. Gamble in 4th place with Team Joel, 277. Joel, the man himself, Team Joel, of course, 289. Angie Garza, Team Joel, 291. And Jerry, Team Miranda, holding it down for Team Miranda, 304. Thank God someone came in there for them. So Team Joel did strong there. Jerry, though, 304 at the top for RX.
Nice
Killed it,
job.
Jerry. Okay, let's move to 19.2, kind of the first exciting week. This was my birthday. I believe it was kind of a combination of Lulu and Joel coming up with the idea of a Disney theme. Lulu had the plan for themes for each week, and so I credit her largely for running with that. But this was an exciting week, and this, of course, was also when Robert and Miranda happened to walk into the gym at the same moment I walked in with Jax. It made for a great show of support for everybody involved. So, Joel, going back to you, what was week 2, 19.2 for the Open?
All right, I'm going to go with just the first half of it.
Okay, yeah.
A lot. So, 19.2, beginning on an 8-minute clock, complete as many rounds as possible of 25 toes to bar, 50 double unders, 15 squat cleans at 135. I believe they did 85, 135, 85 for that workout. And then 25 toes to bar, 50 double unders, 13 squat cleans. The weight goes up 185, 115. If you complete that within 8 minutes, you're an extra 4 minutes. The weight goes up. Everything else stays the same.
Reps go down. Weight
Reps
goes
go
up.
down.
Reps go down. Mine
Reps go
too.
down.
Yeah. This we just talked about. This is probably your favorite workout.
Yeah, my favorite workout.
And we also all agreed that it's kind of the most basic, like, sexy CrossFit workout. Meaning, what do we like to do? We like to clean heavy. Love that. And toes to bar. It's a fun gymnastics movement. Those that have it, it's fun having it, and you like to float on that bar. Maybe not great on the hands all the time, especially towards the end, but you're pushing that bar down. You're feeling pretty awesome. If you can do toes to bar, you're feeling pretty great. Yeah, everything around was pretty solid.
They kind of hit every mark.
I think the reps were good. I think it's a good workout.
Nice.
This was the Mickey Mouse theme, or the Disney theme, we should say. So people were dressed up either as their favorite Disney characters or just something Disney related. And this was also the birthday night, and like we already mentioned, Miranda's arrival. And I don't think your arrival could have been any better timed, because I mean, really, it showed what you were getting into, and moving across the country, and then having such a tumultuous drive down. I mean, without it, there's got to be room for doubt to creep in and be like, what am I doing? I could have just stayed home. And so I'm glad. I think everything happens as it should. And whether they knew they were cheering for you or cheering for me walking in, I think to have that much positive energy in a space has to be somewhat uplifting for you in terms of, like, did I make the right decision, or at least are we starting on the right foot? So I'm really happy that occurred. I'm happy that was the night you showed. We had great nights every night. But that was probably the most powerful night in terms of the number of people, and it was certainly a very special night for me. But I think, I don't know, it was amazing. I really, really enjoyed the energy in that place. Joel, what's a highlight?
I was going to say, I think that this is one of the best scaled ones as well. The scale were hanging knee raises and single unders, and then, of course, the weight drops. Like, I think that was one of the best scaled workouts of this year's Open. Everything else is just as far as scales go, in my opinion, at least.
Well, with how sexy the workout is,
yeah.
I think they did a very good job of allowing people to play, or participate.
Sure.
I completely agree with that. We'd have to throw it to, again, we talked about it already on the 19.2 show. Find that video on YouTube. But we'd have to throw it to the picture of Dominique.
Yeah.
Digging out that clean with everybody around her. And it was really, really powerful. I think we actually had a few PRs in terms of weight lifted. And that we might have had a few toes to bar too. I don't really recall that one. But it was a really, really good night. And then what we did mention week one, and I should have, let me get back to it. We didn't make any plans for food. We didn't make any plans. There was no call for food. And Joel Balderas just ran with it. And I don't know. I'd be interested to ask him, did he know he was going to do all 5 weeks when he set up week one?
Yeah, that'd be good.
But, I mean, week one, he set up quite the shop in the back. And so much selection.
Nowhere.
And he did it on his own. The following weeks, people brought food. But, like, he really was self-motivated to put all the money in himself. Brought the barbecue bit, the setup, the teardown, having the food available, and then preparing the food. Week one. And we said week one and week two are pretty normal food. Beef and chicken.
Yeah.
And then we got into some theming week 3, week 4, and week 5. And so we'll talk about the themes. But the reason I bring up week 2 was this was week 2 where he did it, and he was dressed up as a naked Mickey Mouse. I can't think of anything, and it's
appropriate.
It's about the same amount of clothing he ended up wearing for the following 3 weeks or 2 weeks after that. And so, yeah, the sexy workout, probably we'll label it that way. The sexiest workout of the 5 weeks, okay?
It's probably a good idea to dress as Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, no bottoms.
No bottoms.
Thank y'all for being appropriate. All right, so 19.2 results. Scaled athletes, we had Anna in 3rd place on Team Joel with 342. Tank in 2nd place with Team Joel, 347. Paige coming in strong for Team Miranda with 423 for scaled athletes. RX athletes, this is the first week we kind of settled into what we're going to see a lot in the following. But we have Jerry, Team Joel, 173. No, Jerry's Team Miranda. I mislabeled that. Sorry. Is he?
We'll take him.
Team Miranda. Okay, 173. Lulu, Team Miranda, coming in strong.
Yeah.
Lulu's only appearance in the top 3 or top 5. But she killed it. She is the one that danced her way to like 67 chest to bar. She's like, I'm going to do 1. And then later, okay, anyway, sorry. Angie Garza, Team Joel, 259 in third place. Miranda, Team Miranda, 262. Joel, Team Joel, 340. So a great showing from everybody on 19.2. 19.3, this was old school night.
Yeah.
Old school night.
Throwback.
Throwback night. People had a lot of fun with that. This was the box step-up workout. So, Joel, do we have that workout? I mean, I guess we could just do a summary, but go through it real quick.
In fact, we do have the workout. 19.3 for time. 200-foot dumbbell overhead lunge. 50-35, just one dumbbell. 50 dumbbell box step-ups with that dumbbell on the shoulders, recommended. 50 strict handstand push-ups. 200-foot handstand walk. There was a time cap for 10 minutes, 10-minute cutoff for that workout, which astonished everybody.
So, yeah, another workout. I like it. We did say the 24-inch box for the men seemed a little bit aggressive, but aside from that, I think it was still an okay workout. It was an easy one to not like from reading it. It's an easy one to say it was not role written, but I think it was just fine.
I thought it was cool having strict handstand push-ups in the open. I don't remember ever seeing that before. I thought the scale there wasn't the greatest. That was the first one where I was kind of like,
Yeah.
Especially on that strict handstand push-up scale. Personally, I was disappointed because I wasn't going to be able to handstand walk or get to that point. But I thought it was a good workout. I thought it was fun. I thought it was cool, too, to have just the one dumbbell and kind of be able to play around with how you held it as far as those step-ups went. So...
Yeah, so it kind of goes back. In a way, it's old school CrossFit where the dirt has to move, and it doesn't matter how you move the dirt, you just got to move the dirt. And so, like, what I mean by that is, like, you got the dumbbell, and we're not going to tell you how to hold it. Like, you got to get it up, you got to get it down. And so, step your ass up there, step your ass down. But, I mean, this one, because there wasn't much to brag about, well, you had L strict handstand push-ups. You had Brian Gamble do more strict handstand push-ups than he thought he was going to do. So you did have stuff to brag about there. We had a great showing. The old school night, the outfits were great. Joel Balderas again, Master Chef, American flag singlets. Hey, Joel, why do you have that? Because Myra likes it. I mean, what a guy. So, and then you had great showing again from people, from the support. I was able to take a photo of Joel and Robert doing their step-ups, and then there's just everybody on the other side of the boxes facing them. It's a really powerful picture in terms of the amount of support coming from the other athletes. And so it was a great, great night. This was a little bit of a long night, and logistically we kept having to add boxes, but I think it went really, really well. I'm going to get some results on this one because I think we have more to talk about on the others. But this was 19.3. Scaled athletes. Oh, this is good. First of all, Team Miranda swept scaled.
Holla.
So Dominique 109. My mom, second place, 112.
Awesome.
And then our favorite new Wisconsinite. We had to trade. So in order for me to get Miranda, I had to offer up one of our valuable assets in a trade. And so Wisconsin got Maddie Garcia. She's up there now. She will be back. She's kind of feeling things out. For those that don't know, she's been in a very long-term relationship from college, and he moved up there to work in a family business. And so inevitably she will end up there, and we're happy for her. It reminds me a little bit of Adriana Carmichael, having to move to Denver for Avery. Actually moved to freaking Wyoming for Avery. But the two greatest women I've ever known have both left me, and if you don't think that's messing me up, you are way wrong, okay? But Maddie Garcia, Team Miranda, 175 points. Now, 19.3 RX, fifth place. Team Miranda, 104. Tied with Josh Truitt, who had a great open. Team Miranda, 104. And then Jerry, Team Miranda, 105.
Nice.
But Team Joel took top two. Joel himself, Team Joel. But Joel did take first place for the teams at 136, 4 away from getting the handstand walk.